Charlie, welcome to Extra Time. And today, I might have to say the World Cup EFA. With your system, yeah, we like it. But today we want to address something very specific. You've heard some of our brothers and sisters in UK, the English fans, they are telling Ghana that the approach we used against England, we should abandon it. In fact, they are not only criticizing us, they are calling it a primitive kind of football. You say, what is this? What is this? You came to a stadium to play football and you decided not to play football. And I'm wondering, what is your business? How we choose to play our football? What is anybody's business? How we choose to play our football? What is anybody's business? How we choose to play our football? All right? For me, that's what I think. I don't know if the guys feel that, maybe there's some legitimacy in that case that, look, Ghana should open up and play and, play football. People came to enjoy football. 3.2, entertaining football. That's what I'm saying. So we want to deal with that. Then the other issue we want to deal with is Ghana's path into round of 32. Ghana's path into round of 32. What we are hearing, and based on the dynamics of the groups at the moment, is that if Ghana finishes second, or if Ghana finishes first, or we finish third, we will play around the 32 game in the USA. If we finish second, we'll play it in Canada. What that essentially means is that if we finish first or third, Thomas Partey will be available for the Black Stars. If we finish second, Thomas Partey will not feature. So, strategically, how should we approach this? Should we strategically play the game in a way that will give Thomas Partey a chance to feature in our game, or the Black Stars, based on what they showed against Panama, they are good with or without Thomas Partey? They are good with or without Thomas Partey. Then we just look at some African teams and to see the teams that at the moment are in a good place to win a title, because what Brazil is doing, Charlie, solid. Argentina, Lionel Messi, they're doing things. Chairman, so 41-year-old, also Abim, 2 goals against Uzbekistan. I want to say, you go,
Charlie, you mention players, you don't mention anybody, the team that they play. Ronaldo and Tempe, they won't mention Uzbekistan. Why?
Oh, why?
Just mention Ronaldo, 2 goals and let's go for. Do you necessarily have to add the team we played against?
But they played Uzbekistan.
But when you mentioned Argentina, I didn't mention they played Algeria. But it reached Ronaldo there, they played Uzbekistan.
No, I'm telling the people what the people have been saying.
Tell the people that Ronaldo scored twice. Leave it there.
But the people are saying that Ronaldo scored twice against Uzbekistan.
Then you should mention that we're also saying Messi scored 3 against Algeria.
No, it's factual, and nobody is disputing that, is it?
What's man?
Okay.
Charlie.
Make you move on.
No.
Move on. Mbappe
No.
So it not be just Ronaldo and Messi.
So you two, they mention, say Mbappe to the sport there. Against who?
How he scored against Senegal?
Against who again?
Where he scored against Iraq?
Yeah. But we know they talk the teams.
But Ronaldo, when you mention the team.
They don't introduce the so they try to put some control. Charlie, Zach.
No, the show we starting now. No,
Charlie, me, I don't understand.
You
mention players.
No.
Messi is scoring goals. Mbappe is doing this. Then Ronaldo has landed. He scored twice against Uzbekistan.
To be fair, the very manner in which he is relating with this tells us that the Uzbekistan is questionable.
Questionable saying.
Because look how uncomfortable you are feeling.
I want us to be free and fair. See, everybody who watches us knows that I am free and fair. And the person is a football fan. So what you are doing for A, do for B. Don't preach A and come and do B.
People are
saying,
no, but is it one? It is this matter will be very simple. One, is it factually correct that Portugal played Uzbekistan? Answer.
Yes, it is.
Is it factually correct that Ronaldo scored twice against Uzbekistan?
Yes, it is.
So what is the problem?
Look, let me also ask you a question. Why is it that when we are mentioning the players and the teams they scored against, when we go to Messi, we didn't mention the team he played against. When we mentioned Mbappe, we didn't mention the team. Why? But they played against teams, didn't they?
They did. But Ronaldo played the first game, he didn't score. And the second one, everybody was waiting to see if he will finally score. And when he did,
Ronaldo played the
it
first
became
game. That one they didn't mention he played DR Congo. But Uzbekistan there, he played with Charlie. We will never win. Oh. We will never win. Hey. Hey.
No, but what he has said, no. Ronaldo only Uzbekistan boy and Kawanchego are who win veggie.
Me.
Who win veggie.
Oh, so much.
Uzbekistan a couple ball. 90 minutes. And at the end of the day, it is recorded that Ronaldo couldn't score a goal. Do you think would you be happy?
No. I'm not saying that.
You are not saying that what?
But my tennis.
We are all, me for example, I'm one of the biggest Ronaldo.
You are the one saying it to me. I didn't say I'm a Ronaldo fan. I'm free and fair.
Yeah, me. I'll say it.
Me, I'm free and fair.
I'm a Ronaldo fan. When he scored, I was happy. I even posted. The fact is that because Ronaldo didn't score in the first game, there was a lot of uproar. And the expectation is that Portugal are supposed to do well in this World Cup.
I'm not disputing that.
Now, at the other side of things as well, Messi is shaking up the World Cup, setting records.
39 years of age.
I'm not disputing that fact. The fact I am disputing is
the fact that Ronaldo scored 2 goals. It's a headline.
Exactly.
And the fact that he scored against Uzbekistan has become a critic point for Messi fans to be able to use that to say that Ekrano was a 2, no? It is against Uzbekistan.
Exactly.
So, me, I'm not saying that the
But
Uzbekistan
it wasn't against Algeria.
Because
good.
Messi will play against Jordan.
Yeah.
When he scores 3 against
Jordan.
you
You say he scored against Jordan.
Messi crowd said 3 against Jordan.
So you say it.
And even before
Charlie, bookmark this for me. If they don't, you know what to do in the comment section.
And when he scores 3 against Jordan, now his goal tally is 21.
Okay.
You understand?
Which
is even double of what Chairman has also scored.
But baby Ronaldo is there.
No, Chairman, we are not talking about Ronaldo.
Baby Ronaldo is there.
Why are you running away?
Baby Ronaldo is there.
Why are you running away?
They are playing. Baby Ronaldo is too
Why are
scoring.
you running away?
Baby
We are
Ronaldo.
talking Ronaldo. You are bringing baby Ronaldo.
But
Why
they are all
running
Ronaldo.
away? You see when we talk about that, they are uncomfortable. They don't understand.
But baby Ronaldo is
We
there.
are talking Ronaldo in matter. You are going to kill him.
Baby Ronaldo is there.
You want to save your face.
Oh, baby Ronaldo. Charlie, 20.
No.
For me, I'm a Ronaldo fan, and the reason why I'm saying this is because the fact that people are using the World Cup to say Messi is the GOAT and that the goals that he's scoring, Ronaldo has equally more of those goals in terms of football history. And we don't even classify him as the goal using the goals that he scored. So what I mean is that
But the competition
itself.
Yeah, the competition is why
The
this
competition
argument
itself
is relevant. We are talking about the World Cup.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that
World Cup, you know, be why other competitions, you know, be
So what I'm saying is that
if, goes to the score.
if
World Cup.
Ronaldo has scored more goals,
Yeah.
So
than
if it is
Messi.
World Cup, then we should say that Close is also a GOAT because he had 16 goals in the World Cup prior to this.
No. We are not talking about goats. And of course, we know.
So if you say
we know the personalities we are talking
if you say
about.
the World Cup, Messi is the GOAT of the World Cup. Perfect.
Because when it comes to the Champions League,
but
for
if you
instance.
say generally because Messi has won the World Cup and he is the top goal scorer of the World Cup, you should classify him the GOAT. It can be debatable. And I feel like even as time goes on,
Charlie, debate over in the same.
is because that record can be beaten as even in this tournament. Mbappe is chasing Messi. Do you get it? Yeah. It is not that wide of a gap. Just 2 goals.
Yeah.
Now Mbappe, if you look at his age, he has more World Cup ahead of him.
Yeah.
You get it? So this record of Messi scoring, when was closest record was in 2014 against Brazil, right?
No, but to stay.
That's when he got the record.
No, but to stay.
It's just in a span of 2 World Cups.
No, but to stay on the
or
point.
3 World Cups.
But to stay on the point.
Yes, it
But
has
to
been
stay on the
broken.
point,
So
the argument is not killing Mbappe and Messi.
No,
we
what
know
I'm
the
s-
character we are.
Shall we move on
we
the
are
conversation?
engaging.
What
We are
I'm-
not
what
talking
I'm saying
Ronaldo.
is that-
We are
no, we are
introducing
not
the
talking-
topics.
We are not talking Messi and Mbappe.
No, what-
so
no,
this
I'm not-
this attempt to
No, I'm not-
introduce
I'm-
Mbappe into
no, I'm not talking
we are not
about-
talking Mbappe.
But is it
No,
not
I'm
a
not
World
even
Cup
talking
player?
about Mbappe.
no, we are not.
Yes,
It's not
what
a-
I'm,
it's
that's
not
what
a
I'm
World Cup
saying.
player.
The record can
No,
die.
we know the record can die. We know
The record can even die
until it is broken. There is an individual, 39 years of age, who is holding that record.
Yeah, and
we
even-
know his direct rival. And in the context of the arguments that
Okay,
we are
he's
all
also
having,
chasing the
So,
record.
so if you look at Champions League as well, Ronaldo has a record in the Champions League for the
Yes,
most goals scored
yes,
in a singles Champions League season.
yes.
That record has been there for the last 6 years or 8 years now. Nobody has broken that record.
Uh-huh.
Do you get it?
So-
and that what I'm saying is that, so what it means is that if you're using based on records in a major
No,
tournament,
I mean the Champions League. Ronaldo is
A lot of-
undisputedly
So if you are comparing the two,
we appreciate that when it comes to the Champions League.
So when it comes to the
he's
World
the
Cup,
GOAT of the Champions League.
So when it comes to the World Cup, we cannot even undisputedly or disputedly say that Messi is the GOAT of the World Cup because he has not won more World Cups than other players. He has not won more World Cups than other players.
And what's the
Two,
point?
his goal tally is not.
Okay.
Do you get it? It's not more than anybody else the moment.
No. You see, what I sometimes find a bit questionable is whenever we are having a direct comparison between Ronaldo and Messi, then you are introducing other elements to just water down what Messi has done.
No, because
we are talking about
we are when you introduce Uzbekistan to water down the fact that Ronaldo has scored twice. That one you didn't see it.
Oh, we are talking about we are talking Ronaldo.
When you brought in
Ronaldo here, Messi here.
When you brought in Uzbekistan to downplay the fact that Ronaldo has scored twice.
No, it's not a fact. It's not a fact. Portugal played Uzbekistan.
But what do you mean by downplay? You should have mentioned the fact that Messi's goal also came against Algeria.
Messi's goal came against Algeria.
Arguably, this is not even arguably. And that's Messi should have been shown a red card in that game. He should have been shown a red card for that foul on the Algerian player. And if he was sent off in that game, he wouldn't have scored the other 2 goals.
No, but
and he would have missed the next game, which very good against Austria, which means that you wouldn't have even breaking the record.
Jordan.
Very good. You wouldn't have breaking the record in the first place.
Look,
so some of these things, unfair advantages here and there.
If he had been shown a red card, he should have been shown a red card. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about those things. Ghana should have gotten a penalty against Panama. Ghana should have gotten a penalty against England. If we had gotten a penalty, we would have scored. Maybe we would have not scored. Maybe if my brother, what's the 5? What's the 5?
Yɛahyɛ
two. Say eba.
Yɛahyɛ two.
Say eba.
Roma de enye kasa bebree.
Yɛahyɛ 3 pene wo. The more you say if the tournament upie film so I better say obetuma say.
Why never pay free?
Oh, if you are not able to qualify.
Why never pay?
The next stage.
Which qualify not able to which I think I've won 2 games. They
automatically qualify. That if you are able, like the next round.
Which next round?
Round of 32.
We are in 32, and you are.
But when we go to
he's suggesting that when we get the round of 32, we're not able to advance.
Yeah, so that goal.
You are contemplating an idea of Messi not advancing beyond the round of 32.
And to me, it cannot happen.
I mean, it's like, are you for real?
I didn't see that.
This Messi, 39 years, banging 5 goals in 2 games. You're asking if he can go.
We saw info Messi at the 28.
After Jordan, you caught 10. On the edge of the box.
Yes.
Direct corner to go. Penalty. 2 pass.
Against Uzbekistan. For Mendes free kick. You didn't see the Ronaldo assist. We'll talk about it.
So right now you want to nobody scored a goal and went out.
Yes.
Lawrence, nobody scored a goal in this World Cup. And in fact, nobody has scored a World Cup and said, I'm back. You are back from where?
But if we were telling you that he was finished
Charlie. He was finished from where? He was finished. Then he responded.
Back from where you score against Uzbekistan. I will see you are back from where?
You see what you are talking about?
No, the point is, where did you go?
You score against Uzbekistan. Nobody forced him away on one or kind. You. Yes, sir, baby.
Where did Ronaldo go that he's back?
Yes, sir, baby. But you say he's finished.
He's finished.
No, he said
you said he's finished.
He's back from where?
No, you said he's finished.
The people that he was trying to tell his critics that he's back.
From where?
But you said the guy is old.
No, my brother, no.
In the runner, he ghosted. Then I did it.
Back. No, the question is a very simple one. Give 3 properties of photosynthesis. It is simple. He's back from where?
He's back from the criticism people gave him.
He's back to scoring goal. He's back to scoring goal. He was not able to
find bang them. He will bang them.
I guess we need World Cup.
Okay.
You know. Anyway, but you know what? Let's talk about the English fans now. Look, I had an English fan who at the end of the game said that, look, when he came to the stadium, he was looking to beat Ghana 6-0 because he saw Germany trash Curaçao. He saw Germany trash Curaçao, and he said, oh, Ghana, they are some of the least ranked team in the World Cup, with the exception of Iraq, would trash them. Because in the first game, England even defeated Croatia.
But before we played England, we have increased our destiny in the
Yeah.
FIFA ranking.
But
We
still,
went
at the back
No,
of
it
their
was
mind,
on the back. Say heading into the
Yeah,
tournament.
at the
so-
back of their mind,
Yeah.
Charlie, that's what they're thinking. Ghana there for 4-4. They got a new coach about 2 months to the World Cup. They are not ready. They come to thrash at 6. We go, we show them what it means to pack soccer bet buses
yeah,
in front of your post.
yeah, serious.
Soccer bet buses.
Even before the game, they said, "Oh, they can even drive a bus through our."
Charlie,
You see the tactician that was doing the analysis.
Charlie, Basabina just said,
the funny
and the
thing is-
defender
Then
will
they
draw,
will-
and you know,
How do you
Hurricane will have
analyze a
and they'll
team
be
that
licking
doesn't
their
have a
lips.
style of play?
Charlie. That guy there.
The team doesn't have a style of play. You say you want to sit down and analyze them. Charlie, you need show vibes and inshallah.
Charlie. The guy say, "Oh, Hurricane will be there licking his lips, licking his
licking
lips.
his
One
lips.
shot on target." Oh, licking, yeah.
19 touches the whole game.
Charlie, they said that the ball you played was haram football, and it has no place
Yeah.
in wealth. In fact, there is a presenter, I think, was it on Talksport or one of the
Yeah,
media
Talksport,
houses.
yeah.
He emphatically said that look, they should ban low blocks in football because of Ghana.
But
Like when I saw, I was like, "Are you serious?" He said they should ban the system Ghana played against England. They should ban it. FIFA should ban it in the World Cup.
that's what I'm coming to say. That you are in England, the champions of England, Ateta, the master and dictator of around football, is the champion of the English Premier League. And I'm telling us that you should ban or outlaw the low blocks. I'm shocked. Do you get it?
Yeah.
What's the irony? See, if you look at what Ateta has done in the Premier League this season, you watch that PSG final alone as an English football fan. You tell me that they were able to hold PSG.
No, but to be fair though, if you look at how Ghana played
Yeah.
against England, can you name any game that Ateta played like that against any opposition?
Well, that first half, after scoring that goal against PSG, did you see Arsenal make any significant attack?
So the
They defended.
UCL final.
This is your final. I said that first half, they defended until PSG got the equalizer. Arsenal didn't even come out of their own half. They defended for their lives.
So if they are complaining, they should look at us now.
Yes, they should, and the Arsenal, ironically, are the English champions.
Yeah, the best team in England.
Very good. They're the best team in England, plays quote unquote low blocks and around football.
Yeah,
So if you are telling us that
they should ban
they should ban because
packing the bus.
we see they didn't expect the Blasters to be this good. That is why they are saying that. Even there are teams that play low blocks and still lose
Yeah,
their games.
yeah.
We know when Man City plays Burnley, we see the outcome. Man City will dominate sometimes 90% of the possession. And Burnley will still lose. Burnley will defend all game, play low block, and so Man City will find a way to score. That is what they were thinking that, oh, Ghana will come and defend, but they have the quality
Yeah.
to be able to what? Outplay Ghana and score. That is what they were expecting.
Yeah.
They didn't expect Ghana to come and score, but the expectation was that the likes of Hurricane, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, Anthony Gordon, who didn't even sit up, and Madueke
Yeah.
will be able to break down the Ghana defense. That was the expectation.
Yeah.
And you see, that is why I'll give credit to Carlos Queiroz. Oh, Chale.
Don't.
They mention the name like the way Benjamin Asari they mentioned.
Yeah, no, but I say Queiroz. You see, but I say Queiroz, Carlos Queiroz.
You know one thing I like about that video? When the guy told Benjamin Asari, Charlie coaching and friends, and say coaching in there.
I say Carlos. No, he said coaching there, Carlos.
I was coaching in there, Carlos.
Carlos, he paused.
Benji, Charlie,
Wait,
we they feel you pass. They feel
Eh,
you pass,
Benji,
Charlie.
yeah,
No,
he's
Charlie.
funny.
Charlie, no,
Taking
Benji,
name.
we they feel and pass. Coaching in there, say Carlos.
So he's in there, Carlos. And I say Queiroz. You see, that is coaching. That is coaching. And it was really nice to watch. We saw everybody fighting for the badge, putting in the shift. The determination was there. Sometimes to get results in football games, not about just playing well. You have to be willing to die for the team.
Yeah.
And everybody did that. From the goalkeeper, Benjamin Asari, to the back line, to even Jordan Ayew, who was heavily criticized. If you look at the statistics, he was one of the best players on the pitch in terms of defensive pressures.
Yeah.
Like given the
I saw some stats.
You get
Had the
it.
most defensive pressure.
Pressures, yeah.
in this World Cup so far.
and nobody has that. Jordan Ayew was fantastic on the day. But before the game, a lot of us were criticizing him in the first part.
And it's not just us. Even him was critical of himself.
himself,
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
He felt that, look, he could have done better. And I think the second game, he showed that.
Yeah.
He got injured and still wanted to continue. But on the matter of haram football, do the English fans have a case?
Look, I don't think they do have a case. Going into that game, we all knew the quality the English had over Ghana's team. And going into that fixture, many of us knew that the Black Stars are not really going to get much of the ball. You're not going to see so much of the ball. And so the only way to maybe stop this star-studded English side from scoring is sit deep, try and soak up pressure and hit in moments. What that naturally means, or from a fan perspective, that you expected that Ghana will play with very direct wingers. And it was a reason why I'm sure many of us were surprised to see Iñaki Williams start that game. But look, if you are going into that game with the same mindset as Carlos wins, you know that you need players who are very disciplined. And the experience that Iñaki Williams possesses, he was the right fit for this. Yes, there were situations where you saw him get hold of the ball. Senaya makes a run, but then the idea is not to go to Senaya, but try and keep the ball. Because when he goes and then we are losing the ball, that is 2-on-1. We are going to suffer for that. And so the idea was to try and keep it, pass it around, get the English frustrated, sit as deep as you can. But when you have the chance to capitalize on your moments, then you do it, you take it. So I thought we approached it the right way. We went about it the right business. And for England, all of this has come up because they've realized they were too dry to break down the Ghanaians attack. Look, if there's anything to point from this game and from the way Thomas Tuchel sees it, I thought it is more of a wrong approach from him than on the side of Ghana. If you knew your opponent is not going to see much of the ball and you will need to break down a low block side, you don't go playing Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice at the same time. You had Morgan Rogers on your bench, someone who is able to receive and turn in half spaces, in tight spaces. You have Marcus Rashford, who is more direct and is able to spam in crosses. You have, sometimes I want to believe the fitness of Bukayo Saka is an issue. But this is someone who is able to open up spaces by taking his players into the byline and create a space for his right back. But you still decided to go with a Madueke who want to go direct into the box, and Anthony Gordon who want to take 1 or 2, 3 touches before releasing the ball, and Declan Rice who can't really see a vision but go long every time and diagonal, and Elliot Anderson whose only job is to recover the ball and short passes. These are not players that you are expecting to break down a low block with. And even in cases where you expect maybe a Hurricane to drop deep, he's not allowed that space because there's communication between Ghana's defense and Thomas Partey in several aspects of the game. You see moments where one of Jonas Ajete or Jerome Opoku is following Hurricane, and when he decides to drop deep, they pass him on to Thomas Partey. So he's not really allowed that space. The best thing you do is to introduce people. Jude Bellingham is not going to be that player who receives and turns on a half space. He's scanning and screening spaces. So if the channel is closed, he's not getting the ball. And we saw it when he drops to come and pick up the ball. It's either he's really giving the ball away or he's forced back. So if they say that Ghana came with, of course, I know your quality is better than mine. I'm not going to say I can match you boot for boot. I can match you. If I decide to match you, me to be good. And I'll be forced to concede as many as we saw it in that second half against Croatia. I thought Croatia were brilliant in that first half. And when they came back from the second half, they tried to match the English team. But England were spoiled for options. They turned on the speed. They turned on the style. And they were able to cut them through left, right, center. Ghana is not going to give you that space. And to think that they have an experienced head in Carlos Queiroz, who is been to 4 World Cups. He knows what it takes to play England. He's played them with Iran. And I think his side lost by just a goal to
6.
So he knows.
In fact, he was asked about it prior to the game. He said, look, he doesn't lose. He said he doesn't lose. He only learn.
Exactly.
So he said, when that 6-1, don't think you're coming to beat Ghana.
You get it. So he knows what it means to play a side that has quality more than you. The best he can do is knowing that a point will be enough for his side to go through the next phase of this competition. Obviously, he goes with that approach.
And look, the strategy of a low block, the idea that it should be banned is ridiculous because whether they like it or not, England could find themselves in a situation where that will have to be the option. Look at a case where maybe England is leading by a goal to nil against Brazil, then they are down by a man. What are they going to do? Or what are they going to do?
Yeah.
They are going to play high line. And
That is it.
defend this.
And you see, when experts say that defending win you trophies and just attacking might just win you the game, this is what they are talking about. Because there are times this season that even PSG, who is known for attacking football, had to defend against Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
When they got that goal away from home, they had to defend. They were so pragmatic. Luis Enrique took off some of their attacking players and made sure he tightens things at the back.
Yeah.
So it is not always attack. In games where you will need to win, you make sure that you tighten your spaces behind. And in tournament football as well, this will be even much more important than you scoring goals.
Yeah.
Because certain games will not be even decided by goals alone. It is how well you defend. Because dynamic, in terms of the play itself, you might face an opposition who is way better than you. Spain are known for playing the ball a lot.
Yeah.
When Spain meet England, do the English fans or do the English media expect England to dominate Spain in terms of ball possession?
They want them to go boot for boot.
They can't. They don't have the players to be able to do that. That was what Lawrence was saying, that the likes of Declan Rice and Anderson are not the kind of players that will be able to hold on to the ball like for a very long time and dictate play and even cut through defenders with their pass. They're not like Pedri, they're not like Vitinha, or maybe the likes of the Barcelona, what was his name? These Barca players. The ones that give those line-breaking passes. Pedri and you get it. Omo and those players, you get it. Or even Lamine Yamal. If you look at, you see the caliber of players that even would play those attacking football. England themselves don't have those players.
Yeah.
You might mention Cole Palmer, but he's not in the team now. You get it. So even England are deficient of players that can play attacking football. So them themselves that are complaining about this, there will be time in
To some extent,
there will be time in this competition that they will face oppositions that they would be the other team, that the underdogs that will
the
be
Ghana in that game.
very good. They'll be the Ghana in that game, defending low block and counting on the likes of Harry Kane, Rashford to get a goal so that they can win the game.
Yeah.
So I just think that some of these things just because they are heads.
But in terms of for Ghana's progress in the tournament, is this thing sustainable? Can we seriously stick to this style and go all the way in this tournament? Are we seriously sure that we can continue like this and go all the way?
I don't think that is really going to be the approach, and we saw it in that game against England as well. In the tail end, I think, let's say last 15 minutes of the game, when you saw the introduction of Fatau Isaaku, Prince Edu Kwabena, you saw the incursions. Look, it's the idea was not to sit deep all throughout a game, because at some point you will have the ball and you will need to make bold decisions. And we saw it from that play that Antoine Semenyo first played through Prince Edu Kwabena through, and then and I thought that was a red card. That was a red card for Pickford. And then there was the concert situation. So it tells you that, yes, when there is a need for us to come out and play football, there are oppositions you feel you are better than.
But we haven't played like that so far this time. We
No,
haven't seen a team
it-
play like that.
If you watch that second half against Panama, it gives you. That's why I say we are not really a team. And for the fact that Carlos came into the team very limited time ahead of the World Cup, you don't go out experimenting.
But you do agree also that
We play in movements, transitions. That is what we do. Against England, obviously, you're not going to play in movements. You're not going to play in transitions. You will need to soak up the pressure. And when you know they are frustrated and they have tireless, they push everything at you. That is where you
Are you
capitalize.
suggesting that let's stick to this strategy for the entirety of the tournament? Is that what you're suggesting?
That will be the case. I'm sorry. It's
But
an
it-
uncomfortable
but-
situation,
I
but
mean,
that
this
will be the case.
strategy has given you one goal in 180 minutes.
Yeah.
That's how you want to run it.
No, but for
You
me,
need
for me-
goals. You look. You can defend for as much as you want. You need goals.
But for me, I just think that we are playing this way because of what is at stake.
Yeah.
You see, when something is at stake, the way you approach it is different.
Different.
Do you get it? Imagine we lost that game against Panama. The approach to the England game would have been different. Like, I'm just putting into context here. If we lost that game against Panama, we needed all 3 points against England to stay in the competition. Do you get it? So the approach would be different. That could grant us, which may be, it may end in a defeat, but the approach would definitely be different because then that is what is at stake. You get
But
it?
when we play
So
Panama, when we play Panama,
yeah.
the what was at stake there was equally a win, wasn't
Yes,
it?
but what?
But the
but
style wasn't.
But we got a
any
win.
different from
We
what
got a
we
win.
played
But
against England.
yeah,
As
we-
I
no,
mentioned,
we-
there was
No.
difference in approach in the first and the second half. In the first half, you could see clearly
No,
that
but-
this
but-
team was even struggling to come out of there, and especially for the first 20 minutes, we looked non-existent. We seemed to be soaking all of the pressure, and it was as if this team had not even played football before. But then again, you saw how bold the team was in the second half.
Yep.
Try to, and I thought it is also the reason why you need Thomas Partey in this team at every point. Look, the kind of experience he brings, you get it. Against Panama, you didn't really have your midfielders getting hold of the ball. It was like we were quick to get ahead in that second half.
Yep.
And when we got better when we had players who are good in transitions. So Brandon Thomas Asante, Fatal Isako coming on. You saw it. The intention was clear to get the goal. They knew what they were playing for. And at that time, they had seen the lapses in the Panama team. So it was to go for it. Don't slow the game down. And against England, I like what we did. In the situation where England were trying to speed us up, Thomas Partey steps in and tries to slow down the game. That is how you frustrate your opponents. You don't play to suit them. Anytime you play to suit your opponents, they will come punishing you, especially when they have the quality
What
more
about
than
the
you.
game against Croatia? I mean, at this point, we need just a draw against Croatia
Yeah.
to advance. So the approach should be what?
Yeah, so I think, not so much is at stake. In my opinion, not so much is at stake. So we have to approach the game and give some of these players a lot of freedom to operate. If you actually want to, like, tell the whole world that we are not here to just park the bus, the approach would have to be different.
Except that the parking the bus, which you did, as good as it was against England and relatively against Panama, it was not perfect. So if for anything at all, you want to improve upon it game by game.
Yeah, so that-
if you tested it in the first game, it worked for you. Second game, it worked for you. In the game against England, as much as we credit the team for their solid defensive work, we all know there are lapses in there, and the lapses need to be perfected. And if that's going to be the strategy for the run of the tournament, then especially the group phase is the perfect opportunity for that system to be perfected.
Yeah,
So
and
if you go to Croatia and you are now going to change it, then you might end up confusing the players.
And no, not just changing it. You see, when you look at that first half against Panama, that first half against England, you see one thing that is consistent. The setup is mostly a defensive setup where we are always behind. Like you don't even come out from. You get it.
Yeah.
We don't even come out
Right in front of the box.
You get it. We are always like so, and the coach likes it that way because the moment you don't have the ball, the opposition cannot also break you down easily. Because if you come out all out,
Yeah.
the moment you lose the ball,
Yeah.
the opposition can use that
Yeah.
against you. And we saw it in the England game, for example. We lost the ball more, but they were not able to use it against us. So I don't have a problem with us sitting back or anything. What I want is that when you are playing certain oppositions, the personnel has to change. That's all. The personnel has to change because we saw in that first half against Panama, Jordan was not that sharp. When we did the substitutions in that last 20 minutes, we saw Antoine Semenyo drop deep, pick the ball. The young chap, Caleb Irenchi,
Yeah.
trying to
Make late runs.
You get it, making runs. The personnel on the pitch actually helped us score. That is why a lot of people are calling for Brandon Thomas Asante to play against England, which he didn't feature. But I expect, talking about the Croatia game, I expect Brandon Thomas Asante to play a role in that game.
Yeah.
The personnel, we know that we have the attacking personnel. Even I think our team going to this tournament, a lot of people are talking about the fact that we have one of the best attacking players in terms of the African continent. If you can only mention maybe Senegal and Morocco, that is better than Ghana in terms of the attacking quality. We have Antoine Semenyo, who is one of the best players in the Premier League. And we have Brandon Thomas Asante, who was one of the best players in the championship. And his team is now in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So putting all these players together, Enes Nyama, Fatawi Sahaku, the young chap, Prince Edu Kwabna, all of this together, we know we have some of the good young attacking players that can give this.
Against Croatia, we should deploy them.
Very good. It's just personal. I feel like this system, we can be a defensive team, all right. But when we play these young players that can run with the ball into spaces, that can run behind this opposition, we can be a defensive team. But the moment we get the ball, the transition has to be quicker. And when it is quicker, we know that we can depend on the players that we have. Yeah. We can depend on Fatawi Sahaku. We can depend on Enes Nyama. We can depend on Antoine Semenyo. We can even depend, to me, to some extent, if we are very good in terms of this transition, Inaki Williams can be an asset because he's somebody who knows how to finish. And you just need one moment. And the ball is in the back of the net. I know a lot of critics have come with like the way he has played in the team so far. But if you are a team that would want to play on the counter, you need players that can finish every opportunity that comes to them. And I think, fair enough, you can say that he has done that with Atletico Bilbao. So it's just personnel. When the personnel changes, we saw it in the Panama game. When those changes were done, the team improved. The team improved.
Yeah.
It wasn't that the whole approach, like in terms of the defensive approach, was changed and he started playing some 4-3-3. Or no, he was still playing the same formation. But because he has people or players that could make things happen in attack, we're able to get a goal.
Yeah,
so I think
that's
that would be fine.
And just a bit on, because we were talking about Senegal there, it leads me to Morocco. Of course, they have now registered the most wins in the World Cup as far as an African side is concerned. Seven. And yeah.
And they have 7 points in the group now.
Yeah, they have 7 points in the group now. And I think at the start of the tournament, we were talking about them as the African side that we are tipping to go very far in the competition. I think so far they've demonstrated that. Comeback victory against Haiti, the draw against Brazil. It was a narrow win against Scotland, but they got it over. And probably the star man in there has been Saibari. He's now heading to Bayern Munich. It's incredible what they're doing. He's got 3 goals in the competition so far.
To think of something that I even realized is that under Regagri, Saibari was not even starting the team. It was Okabi who was starting for them at the AFCON. And
Saibari was the one who was staying on the towel.
Yes, so he was on the...
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
but if you watch
and
that,
in some cases, in the middle of the pack.
yeah, so he wasn't that key man up front for them. Let me just put into that context. And he was even fighting for towels at a point. So, and he's coming to the World Cup as their main man now, scoring goals, 3 games, 3 goals. So it's fantastic for him, and he's now gotten a big move to Bayern Munich.
So Morocco have advanced to the next stage of the competition. South Africa also, and the South Africa man, they had to fight. They really had to fight. That game against South Korea was special. I mean, of course, we understand. When they lost the first game, everyone was like, we entered all. I feel bad. But I think they probably heard all of that and channeled that energy into something positive to give them their first ever, qualification beyond the group stage in the World Cup. It's what they've done. It's really good.
Yeah,
it's
incredible.
Really good. You need to give them credit for it.
I think if you watch that game they even played against Mexico, there were lapses in their game, but there were signs of how good a team they can be, South Africa. The key issue was that final piece to the artwork.
Yeah.
Look, because they created chances for someone like Lau Foster, and I'm not surprised he's not started any of the games after that first game. For a man who many entrusted to lead this team to glory, as far as the World Cup is concerned, he's not really shown up. He's not found. He's looked a shadow of himself. So moving on him, and one introduction that Hugo Bruce has brought to this team, and I thought has really helped them, is Apollos, bringing Apollos into the team. And he's been the creative spark to everything that South Africa has done in this competition.
In all of the games.
Yeah.
I think I did commentary on the game against Czechia. Oh my God, it was all over the place.
Exactly.
All over the place.
So you can tell that Mexico game, yes, it came at the right time for them to be able to see how ready the squad is, how well they can tweak the side and fight on. That Czechia point was as crucial as that first game they played.
Yeah.
because you learned from it, come pick up points. Obviously, you know against South Korea, you are going to fancy your chances. And there's a South Korea side that has not really convinced many. If that game against Czechia, yes, we saw how cut open they were, but for the fact that Czechia were unable to take their chances, they lose that game.
Yeah.
So if you're South Africa, you fancy your chances against this against South Korea. So heading into that game, they knew what they want, and I was particularly impressed with how well they kept possession every time, recycled possession, tried to move the ball forward as much as they can. It could have ended more for them
Yeah,
if
they were just not clinical.
Yeah,
to be fair.
they're not clinical enough.
They were just not
on the
clinical.
day.
They had some good counter attacks,
Yeah, they did.
which
Yeah.
I think they should have taken. But if you look at South Africa itself, one thing that people are just not looking at is that they've been one of the best African teams in terms of what we've seen on the continent for some time now.
Yeah.
Sundowns is doing well. They've been consistent, winning the CAF Champions League and even the Club World Cup. You saw Sundowns play this morning, and they were one of the best teams from Africa to perform at the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
So they have the local players that could do it for them. But I just think that at the world stage, we've not seen enough of them. And some of these players are new to the terrain of the World Cup. And we also it's in
And
that game
one thing about
against
South Africa, maybe one thing that South Africa do not benefit from is having players
playing
in the
abroad.
diaspora.
Yeah. So
Because if you look at this Moroccan team, which we are all raving about,
yeah.
I'm not sure how many players you can count in that start 11 who are playing the local league
No.
or are even.
And even most of the starting 11, based on research, all of them were naturalized from France to come and play, or Spain to come and play for the team.
Yeah.
You get it. Like 90% or 80% of the team. So it shows you that even they're investing more in the diaspora players, like how maybe Ghana we have Inaki Williams and Semenyo and the likes to come and play for us. And that's what they are doing. And that is even to the advantage because they have a very good local league as well. They have Wydad Casablanca. They have all these teams that are doing well from their local leagues.
Very competitive.
They are very competitive.
I mean, it's one. Look, whenever any Ghanaian team meets a Moroccan side, they know that I'm condom.
Yeah.
Last
Has
Hasselhoff
Nekotoko.
went there. The last time Hasselhoff went there, they were complaining of.
Yeah.
They said they gave them some kokosu or something. And Charlie, I
They
said,
take six. They take six. Then
Emfa.
they come up. They will take three.
Charlie.
So
Morocco, credit to them. But the other team or manager, and today I heard Lykinson talk about Hervé Renard, and he said that Hervé Renard's decision to accept the Tunisian job was a mistake. He said it was a mistake. Him, Lykinson, a coach, if that job was ever offered to him, he will not take it because of the circumstances surrounding the job.
no, but if
You
you
are
look
coming in to coach a team for 2 games, and prior to your first game in charge of the team, you're just going to train with the team for just maybe 2 or 3 days. He said it was such a difficult job that he wouldn't have advised him to do it. So what he's going through, losing the first game for Gostenel, and now going to play the Netherlands in your final game, which it looks like you're going to suffer such a humiliating loss. He believes that it's a dent on his profile, and there's a job that he should have avoided. And even for the Tunisian Federation, they should have just looked in. They should have just looked in, find some local coach to try and manage.
I think
because-
even for Hervé Renard, I don't think if he sees that team and thinks he probably becomes the savior of that team. I don't think there's also the business side of
that was
Hervé Renard.
free money. Sort of.
Yeah. If you know Hervé Renard, you know
he
basic
likes-
on Opepa. So I wasn't surprised how
and he likes
how
I
quick
just feel like he likes the attention.
he wants to be in the news.
He wants to be in the news. That is the kind of person having this. Whoever takes that job is going to take a lot of attention, a lot from the media, a lot of the headlines.
There's no way you go into
You get it.
that
There's no
team
way
working to
because
that
even the
ethic.
group itself, right? Let's say they are a good side. Let's say they are Senegal and Morocco. But if you look at the group they find themselves in, Japan, Sweden, Netherlands, how do you get out from this? Because even if Tunisia are that good, the opposition they are facing are not in the. You don't have a Curacao in your group. You get it. You don't have an Iraq in your group. No. Let's say you don't have an Uzbekistan in your group that you say that okay, at
Can
least
get one over there.
very good. So for me, I just felt like even the coach that was sacked, the Tunisian head coach that was sacked, I think it was too harsh on him because the team, the play, like, do they think they could have gotten
No,
the?
I mean, to be fair though, in that group, Tunisia's best chance was against Sweden.
Yep.
Their
Yeah.
best times against Sweden.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if the team that you fancied picking a point,
Yeah.
You go and
Frustrating.
concede 5-1.
then you know that challenge.
Yes, so that
You're the
means
big
that
mess.
if you know your best things against Sweden, and as Sweden on one and also on one year pointer, do you expect to get a point against
Look,
Japan?
So it means
or you
that-
get a point against?
It means that coach
Netherlands?
coaching Nawasa.
Yeah.
Yes. So what I'm saying is that
Because even prior to that, I think the friendlies they played
Yeah.
not too well.
But it's the same coach that qualified them for the World Cup. And the World Cup period, they went without conceding even a goal. And they were one of the best teams that performed on the continent
But the lead up to the
in
World
terms
Cup,
of the
they struggled.
qualification.
Yeah.
They played Belgium. They lost 5.
Five.
It is the AFCON that I saw they were really bad side because the AFCON they didn't even win any game in terms of substance I saw because they suffered against Nigeria. Nigeria humiliated them. And that game, when I watched it, that was the only game I actually watched them play for 90 minutes span. And I saw that the team wasn't that good.
And I think you can't blame Hevery on that because
Yeah.
he was also looking forward to being at the World Cup with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia decided to pull the plug on him. And so he sort of feels that, no, Charlie,
There is an
I
opportunity.
need to realize
I
this
think
thing.
if you give him the Ghana job, Kabefa.
As at that time,
Like as at the time you appointed Carlos Queiroz.
as at the time, he was still Saudi Arabian coach. He had
Yeah, but I mean,
So-
if he should have been, I'm just putting into like context or maybe a scenario where we didn't appoint Carlos Queiroz
And
earlier,
there was an opportunity.
and then there was an opportunity. Even
if he was free at the time, obviously, he would have jumped onto it.
yeah, you know, because he's someone who always wants to take up the challenge, and I feel like that is what made him take up. Like when Lai was saying that he wouldn't have taken a job, but I think the personality of Javi
Javi
Renard
Renard.
is somebody who always wants to challenge
Yeah,
or do
himself,
something
yeah.
extraordinary. If he should have been able to beat Japan or get even a draw, that would be all over the news,
Yeah.
and he'll get the praise for it,
That'd
and
be
that's what
incredible.
and that
It
and
was
that's what he
it's
wanted.
50-50. It's either you go there, suffer a humiliation, or you go there and become
Yeah.
a hero of a sort. You know, like MS5 did for Ivory Coast right
Yeah.
after their
Yeah,
So anything can happen in that regard. But do you all agree that, look, if we want to bank our hopes on an African side that will make the continent proud, is Morocco?
I think for me, I think a lot of the African teams have performed well. You get it. If you look at this tournament, the only disappointing one has been Senegal. You know, Tunisia, nobody expected them to qualify out of that group. I didn't expect for me, let me say it that way. I didn't expect them to qualify out of that group. Yeah, kind of correct. But Morocco, I expected them to qualify because it was Haiti and Scotland. If you don't beat it, you get it. Like I'm not saying that Morocco hasn't done well, but let's look at the expectations that we had for the teams going to this World Cup. Morocco is coming in as even not just from the African continent in terms of the world ranking. He's part of the top 10, if I'm not mistaken. And Morocco were a semi-finalist from the previous World Cup.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. That when you sometimes say, "Oh, Celtics are underdog," you have to put into context. And you get it.
Yeah.
So we can all say that Morocco is one of the African teams that will do well, but they didn't come to this tournament as minnows or underdogs or teams that we didn't
But
expect
even
them to do
Senegal,
well.
whom you are also mentioning, if you look at what they found themselves in, the group they found themselves in, was equally a challenging one.
Look,
But you see,
I
that is what I'm saying.
I sat in this same sofa and I mentioned that will probably be what I don't really tip them to do well in that group. If you remember, I had
mean
mentioned
Senegal,
that
right?
it was a group that had a dark horse in it, and Norway were always going to be my dark horse. Reason I say that is they've outperformed themselves for a country that's not been at the World Cup for a very long while. And I mentioned the fact that if Senegal were going to, lose points against France, which we all agreed to, that game against Norway was going to be critical to how well they go on to do in this tournament. I saw it against Norway. They look like a side that has not really performed. And to some extent, I thought Pap Thiaw needs to carry the blame for how bad Senegal have played. In the sense that you have players who really could impact the game for you, but then it's almost as if you want to treat it as a thank you for some of our senior players who are really costing the team. Look at that performance from Sadio Mane in that game against France. Not to take anything away, France are a superior side, but you're expecting that as a senior player, as someone who's been on this stage before, you up the game a bit. That performance from Koulibaly against Norway, I'm sorry. That's like he gifting 2 goals out of the 3
Such
they
an
gifted.
experienced player, if you want to add it.
You don't expect it from him. Eduardo Mendy could have done better with some of the goals he conceded. Idrissa Gana Gueye has looked the shadow of himself in that game against Norway. And you had to think you had someone like Iliman Ndiaye, Mbaye on the bench and you seem clueless about how to use them, he needs to carry
But
majority of
aren't
the
these
blame.
the same players who have delivered for him? They
No,
have come-
you see,
Look.
I agree with Lawrence. When you're the coach of the team, you have to be able to know which players fit into what systems, and even the opposition you are facing. When you look at the Norway game, for example, you know that you have Haaland in front of you. He has strength, he has pace. He's going to run a lot, and you know that Koulibaly, even before this tournament, was injured majority of the season. Even at the AFCON, he got injured. He didn't play. And I even think that injury was a blessing in disguise for Senegal. Because if Koulibaly was there, their Brahim Diaz would be final. Sir, the Chelsea guy,
Yeah.
he came in perfect. The guy was good. You get it? Mamadou Sarr.
Yeah.
He was good. And if you watch that final, he was one of the players that I really, really liked his performance because he didn't give any space whatsoever.
And yet he's sitting on the bench.
Yes, you get it. So what Lawrence said is right. Given these senior players, we know that they are important. But where is Koulibaly playing now? Saudi Pro League.
But Ronaldo is playing Saudi.
No, wait. You see that? You see, you're another agenda. You know, you're another
That
agenda.
you are making an argument.
No,
against
I'm
Koulibaly,
just.
and you are referencing.
No.
somewhere that-
You're another agenda. Hey, you're another agenda. You are here. Hey, so Ronaldo do World Cup. Yeah. Hey, some of you have to hide. Though.
No, but you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, but
yeah.
you see, you don't have to
No,
compare Ronaldo to
no,
Koulibaly.
no,
Compare Ronaldo to Koulibaly. How?
no. You are telling me Koulibaly.
No.
No, relax. No, what you see, this thing people do is that they vex me. You are trying to tell me that Koulibaly is not
Koulibaly,
good
no.
enough to start for Senegal. Fair
Yeah.
enough. And part of the point you are raising, you are referencing where he's playing.
And
And I'm telling you that where he's playing, a superstar is playing there.
No,
Then
but
you're
he's,
telling me, no.
he's mentioned the fact that even where he's playing for the majority of the season, he was out injured.
Yes, you are about Saudi League.
You're
So what I'm
out-injured.
and that team to
My brother, no, that's not what you're talking about.
and the fact that their team to Alali no Hobono Club, they are not doing well this season. Let's come to the fact that Paputia has got it wrong. And you see, he made mention of Mbaye and Ndiaye. See, these kids, when everybody's dream is to
Chalo,
play-
we were part of friend kids, no.
No, but like I mean, into contest, they are, if you look at
What is the contest?
Okay.
What we
These
got
players,
friend and kid was
these
it?
these young players, when they want to impress.
Or it can be British, these lads.
Yeah, okay. These young players,
You know,
Chale, you draw
So-
points
sorry
from them, so you don't want tennis.
Yeah,
You
sorry.
don't want sit on them happiness and things. So
barely after the game, no, when they gave him the man of the match and he said he didn't like it. He said,
yeah,
no, he should have gone to
It's one of the lads.
One of the lads.
They defended.
Do you know-
Oh, friend, a lad.
Now
no.
that this is
Hey,
young, it's
see.
23.
Yeah, but Charlie, the boys they see the guy is. But if it's British,
Yeah.
But bottom line, you think that Senegal, look, they haven't maximized their potential as much as they
And
should, right?
you see, they have the talent too. It's not that they don't have it. Like, it's not like
you sound very disturbed.
no. You see, because we see Senegal. No, man, they are making the Morocco AFCON team look like some this thing. You get it? Like actually, Morocco actually deserve the AFCON bid, and you see, they're not performing. And some of us that were supporting them during the AFCON time and things, they're making us look as if you Charlie. The agenda and I say again, fire.
Anyway, let's progress it. Let's look at the moment the title contenders. France is in a very good position at the moment. I think France have dispatched themselves really well against Iraq. They show that Charlie, we are not coming to joke. I ain't joking here. And,
Michael Olise.
yeah, I mean, and against Senegal, they also show that. And we also have seen Argentina. Argentina have showed that, yeah, they mean business. They really mean business. Germany have also shown that. The argument was that the game against Ivory Coast was going to be like
The test for them.
the test
Real
for them.
test.
And my goodness, they made sure they crossed the line, as difficult as it was. But that's what football is all about.
Yeah.
You have your good days, but at the end of the day, make sure you do what is required of you. We asked Chelsea when they play Barcelona Camp Nou. Brother.
You know, you see, I was coming to say that even Ivory Coast played a role in Germany getting that win because they play. If Germany should have faced Morocco in that game, and they would be young,
No, I mean, it's fair because if you look at the chance that Dinga
They created, yeah.
Morocco will not miss. See who miss that? Sabara say even right back, Hakimu scored a goal. No, like I mean, into context, Hakim is a right
They
back.
be into context.
Open contest in Bibia.
Okay, I was into
No, you see,
context.
if you don't put it that way, then somebody do not understand. Hakim is a right back. You get it?
Yeah, but Hakimi's skill set, Charlie, is not
No,
even
but
a
you
right
see,
back.
Dingra is a forward. And you're
Naturally, you're expecting him to do
you're
better in
expecting
that- in those
Adingra
positions.
because he's a forward. You're expecting to score. And I even saw a video that came up that he got a similar chance at Monaco, and he just took it one time. I don't know why this time around he's trying to.
Maybe it's the pitch. The pitch. What? The pitch. And pitch. What the share pitch? You carry a video. You carry a video. That was when we played well.
I think it was one of the AFCON qualifiers.
No, I think it's the Chad.
Chad Gamera was supposed to do it.
The Chad. Oh,
Yeah, also pitch. Pitch. Yeah, also pitch. You know, Otuado was saying that Charlie, the pitch was nice. Also pitch.
and the Comoros
Yeah.
game.
And
Yeah,
pitch.
the Comoros game. The
Also
Comoros
pitch.
game.
Yeah, hey, Charlie. Boys had you. Boys had me. So yeah, I mean, France is also really doing well. Brazil have been exceptional.
We are building. Come down for us. We are building.
Brazil now we are building.
Yeah, we are building.
How
we are
would you
building.
know?
Yeah, I don't
Brazil.
care.
For Europe
Brazil.
and I say, oh,
More Brazil.
Brazil now.
Because
And
of
now we
Vinicius
defensive
Junior.
work.
Oh no. But Ronaldo is Ronaldo.
You say Ronaldo money, you know, support you more.
I was another family.
Hey.
Family song.
Charlie,
Every
Charlie.
cost something
You
back
see,
then.
Ronaldo and the Portuguese national team and the Brazilian national team, almost have for the same nicknames, sir. Yenam, South Carolina.
And I'm Madrid, so and on say Ronaldo ancestry from Madrid. No, so.
Madrid, the Nyaoshi.
They be
Madrid, the Nyaoshi.
Yeah, kind of so.
Madrid, the
Nyaoshi.
Nyaoshi.
He's a Madrid fan. And now Ronaldo is what I say. He be Madrid legend. We the kids two way then they play right now. We then be top players. Vinicius,
But I think-
Mbappe in Madrid.
I honestly feel Brazil have really done a good work. Look, if you watch them prior to this World Cup, I don't think many fans would have given them except the fact that they are Brazil as far as World Cup is concerned. I don't think many would have given them these chances. But to see the performance they played, I think even that game against Morocco, if they were brave and clinical enough, they pick up that win, and that would have been probably a surprise for me because you look at this Moroccan side and you feel it's going to take something big of a deal to stop them, something extra to tame them, and that is what Brazil really did. And
why is your man not giving the
Star Wars.
Andre.
Junior Pele the chance?
Oh, I think-
I think
what's the problem?
his time will come. You want players who would fit a certain system at the moment. If you look at the
He
right
scored,
wing,
I think he got like 8 minutes or something.
if you are looking at the right wing where he fancies him more, and you're looking at the style of play, what Ryan offers, I don't think there's anyone who looks at Ryan, looks at Endrick and feels maybe Endrick starts ahead of Ryan. Ryan does more covers for his right back more, does more defensive work. He's very, very much involved in the build-up play, and the only aspect of his game where Endrick would probably do better than him is finishing.
Yeah, we had some
Yeah.
really good chance against Scotland, but fluffed it.
Yeah, his final decision making is
So Endrick's
the
time will
issue.
come.
Yeah, his time will come. His time. And I thought there will even be a point where you need him to change games off the bench, bring a certain spark into the game, and that's where I feel.
Well,
we
let me
thrive.
tell you, I think Andrew's time will not come. Let me tell you. This is what I think. Carlo Ancelotti, he'll be very serious coach. He's a very serious man.
Yeah.
He doesn't joke with a lot of things. And even the more reason why he wouldn't joke with a lot is because of that Morocco game. It was a litmus paper for him. What happened in that Morocco game, it changed a lot about Carlo Ancelotti's approach to the World Cup. And that is even helping Brazil now. Because if you look at that attack, for example, Thiago is not even getting time to play again. The reason why I'm
but
saying this is that
if you are followed the Brazil national team, the only reason why he opted to start Igor Thiago in that game against Brazil, in that game against Morocco, was because he wanted to go more direct, go for a man, as compared to the usual Brazil way of his Brazil of starting build up, play through the middle, and get your striker to be very involved.
but what I'm saying is
It was the approach and the team he was playing.
okay.
There was no way he's going to keep Cunha on the bench.
No.
There's no way if Rafinha is available, he benches Rafinha and plays Ryan. No.
No, but Ryan, I know that. But what I'm saying is that if you should have gotten a result against Morocco, and even not just a result, like they didn't play well. Let me put in that.
Oh,
context.
they did.
No.
I'm sorry, they did.
No,
I'm sorry, they did.
Okay, I'm just giving my POV here.
Okay.
To me, they didn't play the way I expected Brazil to play. They didn't.
When was the last
They
time you
play-
saw the way you wanted Brazil to play?
They were playing.
No,
off
no,
the
no.
park. You
When
get
was the
what I'm
last
saying?
time? No, it's good we put things in perspective.
No,
in
it's
the
good
sense
you're
that
asking him. When I was
yeah.
here doing another question,
when was the last time? When was the last time you saw Brazil play the way you wanted them to play? Because even in those friendlies, if you are going by they didn't play well, that game against Morocco was a reflective of their performances in the friendlies, in the qualification games that they played. So when was the last time you saw Brazil play?
Playing well, you have to put into a lot because you can say playing well means they possess the ball, they play that free flowing
And I'm sorry,
way.
Brazil have not done. The last time they did that was against Croatia and they bowed out of the tournament.
Yes, so Brazil have not done that in a very long time. Even especially under Carlo, they don't do that. But for me, when you're going to a game against Morocco, where you are expected to be the favorite, even though we know Morocco is a good side.
Wait, you were the one who said we should look at where teams are coming from.
No, but what I'm saying,
Morocco was
allow me.
Morocco was a semi-finalist.
No, yeah, they
allow
were
me.
semi-finalists. But you're talking about Brazil.
Brazil.
There's
Brazil,
no way
Brazil.
Brazil is going to face Morocco.
Brazil
And you say
is
because
Brazil.
Morocco went to the semi-final in the last edition. Morocco
If you
are
have-
the,
no, if
Morocco
you have-
are the favorites over
No,
Brazil.
no.
And if you are
No one
putting
will say Morocco has
if
that.
you are putting player for player, squad for player, and you are the only place Brazil beats this Morocco side is probably the attacking options.
Sometimes international
but
football,
we are
we
talking
don't.
about-
International football is different. You see, like just
No,
like
you have
just
seen
like-
this Brazil team over the course of the last 2 years, and you are telling me they stand like they
No,
really
but international football.
stand
When you
out.
play, one thing is that when you are talking about favorites, I'm not saying they are standing out. Or I mean, I support you. That's what I always say. I said it the last time that even no way, you can't tell me no way are underdogs or they are going to be. I said it to Walter the last time because if you look at player for player and everything, Norway has one of the best attacking duos in the world right now. You have Solof, you have Haaland. You get it. You have Odegaard is creating for you. You get me. Sander Berge is in the midfield. What I'm saying is that when it comes to favorites in terms of international football, you pick Brazil. The name Brazil is a 5-time World Cup champions. You pick Brazil, you pick Morocco. Definitely, there's no way you're telling me that you want to make a statement. I mean, it's the first game of the World Cup. You would, a lot of Brazilians were expecting Carlo and the team to make a statement in
Then
that
you
first
should have
game.
read the Brazilian president.
No.
I follow the Brazil. That is what I'm telling you. Their perspective.
No, yeah. But what I'm saying is that you can say whatever you want about the Morocco team. You know they are a good side. Even if right now,
I'm looking at the measured report from the Brazilian press. That's what I am giving you. In their perspective, they found this game.
But I'm shocked with what you're saying. I'm not saying I'm not
How
saying
are you
it's not a
shocked?
fact. But from my perspective,
How are you shocked?
I'm shocked that Brazilians will sit back home and expect Morocco to come and play them the way they did.
How are you shocked? And
You get it?
I would want you to appreciate it from the perspective that
dominated that game from start to even. I think most of the game, like 80% of that game, Morocco dominated, created a better chances, and could have even won that game convincingly by 3-1. Do you get it? If you look at what we've seen of Brazil after that Morocco game, it's been different. That's why I want to say that the Morocco game has really changed what Carlo's approach has to be with this one. But the chances they are taking their chances. The play is a bit quicker. You see Vinicius Junior not being a shadow of himself. We've seen the season where Madrid, he was not doing so well at Real Madrid, but at this tournament, after scoring the goal against Morocco, he picked up the form. He now has 4 goals in the, and even an assist to his name to also credit it. So this team,
he's been the man of the match in all of those 3 games.
Very good. So I think this team itself, I don't.
Can I
think,
get you?
No. Let me. I'm not going to argue with you on this. I'm not going to argue on this because the reason I'm saying this.
No, you
I'm
mentioned
telling that-
when you say they dominated. That is I had stats to back.
No. Well, see, when imagine Ghana went to that game and even had 40% of possession against England, what would we come out and say?
You won't say you dominated.
You say?
Do you get it? I said that you played well.
Anyway, fair enough. But I want us to look at
When
this
you're
and then
30,
we'll just wrap it up.
I don't think
In terms of Ghana's path, what should be the best option for us? To go through the side Portugal, because I think if we come second, we'll face Portugal. If we come third, we'll have to check. Not sure who we'll face. And if we come first, also there are some dynamics in there.
I'm trying to check.
You can check that quickly for me and tell me. But Ghana will fancy Portugal, won't we?
No, you see,
look
you don't know
it
the
will be
Portugal
like
they are going to face. So if Portugal have their good day, they worry Ghana
well,
because they have the
it
quality.
was the same thing we were saying about if England had a good day. No, if then again you are talking about a Portuguese side who probably have a number 10 who is very rushed in his decisions, right? Their forward lines. I always say that if you don't create chances for Ronaldo, they are as useless as everything. That Portuguese forward line doesn't worry anybody. And if you are looking at the midfield, they have players who are just going to pass the ball around and around and around and around, just like Spain did against Cape Verde. No insightful or no visionary person aside Bruno Fernandes. When you allow him the space, if you watch what we did against England, there's no space allowing him.
So
You are being close.
We should avoid Portugal, as I was saying.
Oh no! If I meet Portugal, I'll be very happy. Yeah.
So these are the paths.
Okay.
Okay, so if we place second in our group, we are going to face the second in Group K. Yeah. So is that
Group?
No. First of all,
Canada will be playing South Africa. Yeah, in Canada.
Yeah, in Canada.
In
In Canada.
Which means we'll be without Thomas Partey.
Toronto Stadium. When you play second, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So if you play second will play in Toronto. Then first, third, which is Group K's first, which it might be either Colombia. Right now it's Colombia.
Yeah, as it stands.
As it stands now, there it's Colombia. So if it is Colombia, first, third, we'll play in Kansas.
Yeah. The US.
The US, Kansas. And if Ghana finishes first, which the probability is very low. But if you beat Croatia 7, you know we go finish first.
Talk your shit, bro.
And if we finish first, we'll play where?
Or we finish first, we'll play in Atlanta in the US. Yeah, so if we finish first, we'll play third in Group K, which is likely to be DR Congo. No, Group K.
Well, it's also dependent on how well they finish. Maybe they could probably not be part of the.
No,
Or
yeah.
the-
So if that's how it's going to be. If you don't have a third best place team from Group K, will give us a different group's third best place.
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
But if you look at the location, which obviously will affect
Yeah.
Thomas Partey.
Thomas Partey. That's the issue.
Which will you guys prefer?
I prefer to finish third or first.
everybody will say we should finish first or third. But what's the probability of us finishing? Let's be realistic. Finishing first or third, because no, you cannot go into see, there's no way. There's no way Carlos Queiroz will go into a game and say go there and go and lose to Croatia.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to tell the players?
What are you going to tell? Go
No.
there. Go there. No. Go
Yeah.
there. Go there.
But
go
is
and
it
lose.
we appreciate
We could be
and
beaten.
fully understand the role Thomas Partey
That's
plays in
been-
the
but,
setup.
yeah, but you can't
Is it
go
the
and
case
tell-
that we should risk a game
Yeah.
because
and it's not even
We want
certain that if
Thomas
Thomas
Partey
Partey plays against this thing, then that means
We'll
you're
do
going
well.
to win. See, let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, honest with
even
ourselves.
though we are not that good in midfield,
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Partey is not the 100% solution to see that when he plays, you are going to win a game, because
You think?
we need a lot of elements on the pitch to be able to win a football
Yeah,
game.
to
You need the
complement it.
attack to be doing so well. You need to finish your chances. Your defense has to be solid, and which we can credit Jerome Opoku and Jonas Ajete
Yeah.
for doing so well.
Yeah.
And our goalkeeper Benjamin Asare also has to get credit for also doing so well. So Partey does not solve even, I would say he solves only 30%, because a larger chunk of the work, the goalkeepers, the defenders, the attackers, and even the midfield, Calabrianchi is also doing well.
No, but anytime we kind of stabilize the English midfield, he was key to it.
Yes.
Because he was like the coach in that department.
I'm not disputing that. But I'm saying that
Lawrence,
his part is
because I understand where Penty is coming.
Yeah.
Is the argument that look, we simply cannot do without Thomas Partey, and we have to do everything to have him in our game. Is that your argument?
That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, look, if he will be available and in aspects of his game, he will help you. Yeah, obviously, I don't think there's anyone.
Yeah,
who
but
goes
then
into
it
a game
ties
and
to
says,
we know the circumstance which can get him to be available. You win against Croatia, you stand a chance of topping the group. You don't win, you stand a chance of coming third.
Well-
Either you come first or third, you get to have him in your team. You
Yeah.
come second, you don't get to have him in your team.
It could be that we finish second, we can play and advance to the next stage. Fair point.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fair point.
That's the point, isn't it?
that's the point that we shouldn't say that because we will not have Thomas Partey. We should go into that game and go and lose.
No, I'm not saying. I don't think anybody goes into a team and says,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you cannot be too smart about this. See, the honest truth is that with or without Thomas Partey, the vision is clear. We want to win, and for us to win, it's a collective effort. It's not dependent on one player.
But you
And
also
I don't
appreciate
think
that
still-
Thomas's presence adds.
Nobody
exactly.
is
I think-
disputing
yeah,
that.
nobody
Nobody has
disputes that.
said Thomas Partey
Partey's
is not important.
No.
presence or impact in the team is instrumental. However, if we find ourselves in a situation where, because look, we are here saying that, look, God forbid, we don't want it to happen to Thomas Partey. What
God,
if he
he
picks
has
up an
forbidden.
injury?
Don't worry.
What if he picks up an injury? So what are we going
And
to do?
even not
So
just
Thomas
what
Partey
if he
picks up an injury, not available for Ghana, then we are out.
not just
so
even
then
he picks up
let's
an
lose
injury.
our games and come home.
See, not even he picks. What if he had a bad game? You get it. In football, you can
have to
your
find
best
a way to work around
Yeah,
it.
your best players can even have a bad game, and that would be the reason why you lose a game.
Yeah.
And I even felt that if you were that Wales game, Thomas Partey had a bad game. That game against Wales, nobody can dispute it. Thomas Partey had a bad game.
Oh, yeah.
That game against England he had a good game. So it doesn't mean that in the next game he's going to have a good game.
But before you get into the game, there's a certain belief that,
That
Thomas Partey,
the belief is that he's going to
It's-
have a
well,
good game.
and that
So, but-
belief
If
is
it's
valid.
And to
look, I think one thing I want to
say
say is, if you are going to use that Wales game, it also depends on how you are deploying Thomas Partey. I don't think anybody expects a good game from Thomas Partey when you are expecting him to cover so much grounds. At this point, he's 33, 32, 33.
No, we are not talking about.
You-
You are talking about
No.
the fact that we are going to miss him or he's going to play. You
No,
are not talking about.
but
You are now going
no,
sending
you
the
are- you are-
argument to a different.
I'm not sending it to a different
trying to
level.
Analyze.
No, you are
whether
saying-
it's good, whether it's not good. No,
No,
if you- that
how,
one.
how well you get the
No.
best out of him is how you deploy him.
Yeah, but bottom line, the
it's-
point is,
it's-
the
you're
point
not
is that
talking
you
about
have a
that now.
situation where if you finish second, you might not
We're not
have.
talking about how good it is or
Should
something.
we
like that.
seriously spend some time to equally explore how best we can organize that?
Well, you need to weigh your
without
options.
him?
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's what.
That's how bad.
that's-
You need
yeah.
to weigh your options and see the likelihood
this is
of the
a-
path.
Yeah, this is a direct response to those who say, look, let's be smart about it. Be smart about it and say, come third, so say we can have Thomas. Thomas Partey is great. He's a fine footballer. He's a plus.
Look,
to our
if you
team.
say, if you say,
If
if
at
you
the
finish
end of the
second-
day you see the parents, at the end of the day you see the parents, and you know that if you finish third, you go and meet a team that you are likely to beat. Won't you finish third?
I know where
See,
to.
that's the assumption.
It's an
It's,
assumption.
it's a hypothesis that you have.
And if you finish
likely
third,
to
who,
beat.
see, wait,
What if you don't
look
beat
at the
them?
path. Look at the path. Look at the path. If you finish third, you're going to face a team who is the first in the group KO. And now, if a team is first in the group, that means the team is what? It's the best team in that group.
Yeah.
Do you get it? In case where Colombia beats Portugal, Colombia will amass
Even if
9
they get a
points.
draw, they'll
Yes,
still be
very
top of the
good.
group.
Then and that means they're the best team in the group.
Well, you can't be the best team in the group.
No, what I'm saying is that based on what you are saying, that
can't be the
we should
best
look
team
at the
in the
paths you are saying. If you are looking at paths,
Why you can't be the best in the group?
yes,
No, but you made an argument
you
that,
made
look, if you finish
but
there,
say
you might get a team that you are likely to beat.
beat.
But the point
It
is, if you
that-
finish
it-
there,
you're
you
not-
are going to meet the
You can't
best.
fancy your chances against Colombia.
You are telling me that it is easier. It's not going to be easy. Oh.
You can't fancy your chances
So
against
Colombia
Colombia.
is an easy opposition to play.
No, you can't. I'm asking. You can't fancy your chance
Yeah,
against
yeah,
Colombia.
we can fancy our chance against any team in the World Cup.
Good. So
But what I'm saying is that if you are telling me that it is an easier path, that is not true.
Yeah.
It is never easy. Any opposition you play is never going to be
Every
easy.
team is tough.
So
It's tough. It's
what
tough.
what I mean is let's just play well. Even a win against Croatia can even boost the momentum of the country. Like imagine winning
Even the
Croatia 2-0.
individual players, they could find
Some
have
of
an
these
impact.
players like Antoine
Anyway,
wants to get a goal at the World Cup.
we're going to see how far the Black Stars will go. We're wishing them the very best. Everybody supporting the team. There's yellow everywhere these days. And we'll see.
I hope we wear the white someday as well.
Yeah. So when we get to the knockout phase, we must start.
Yeah, if we face Colombia like this,
Yeah.
they wear the yellow and we wear the
We'll
white.
wear the white. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. It's been extra time. And we'll be back again. We hope you do enjoy this episode. We'll be back with more. All right. And hopefully by that time, not just a top scorer chat and the Kobe 11 miss and I'm on for two now. And I just say
agenda no.
Simone Oyade now so Chelsea.